Good day, everyone. My name is Jillianne Llantino from Bsit 1. The four main periods in evolution of ICT. Pre-mechanical periods. Pre-mechanical periods is the beginning of technology between 3000 BC to 1040-50 AD. At the periods, humans mostly communicated with one another through simple pictorials, drawings known as petroglyphs. They drew, the, they drew these pictures on the rock. This dialect was used to narrate a story, keep track of how many animals one owned, and indicates one's area. As a result, the first writing system known as cuneiform was created. Signs were created to match with spoken sounds rather than utilizing image to represent words. Following that, the Phoenicians alphabet was developed, which used symbols to indicate single syllables and consonants. Vowels were later added, and the letters were given names, resulting in the alphabet we use today. There was more system became more popular and common. As a consequence, new techniques to communicate to keep tracks of information were discovered. The first writing instrument was pen-like device used to make marks in wet clay. This led to development of more practical writing materials such as writing on bark leaves and leather, as well as writing on papyrus plant, rage paper, and modern-day paper we use today. However, even more individuals began to utilize this early device. They encountered a new issue. This led to the development of various record-keeping systems, such as clay tablets and scrolls, which eventually led to the development of books and libraries during this time. Numerical systems and the abacus, the earliest calculator, were also invented. Mechanical periods. During mechanical periods between 1450 and 1840, many extraordinary inventions took place. This is where we can see similarities between our modern-day technologies and rising technologies back then. Due to many technological inventions, there was a great interest in computation and information that were invented. One of them being the printing press with a new movable metal-type printing machine. The process of composing pages took only a few short minutes, which made written technology easily accessible to the public. This led to other useful techniques such as the development of book indexes and the use of page numbers. This method of organizing information paved the way of the development of files and databases. Other major machine inventions were the following. The slide rule, which was invented by William Alfred, 1960, an analog computer that allowed users to multiply, divide, which the Pascal line, which was invented by Blaise Pascal in 1642, a mechanical computer that allowed users to add, subtract, multiply, and divide two numbers. The Leibniz machine, which was invented by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz in 1670s, a machine that was improvement of the Pascal line that included additional components that made it easier for users to multiply and divide. The difference engine, which was invented by Charles Babbage in 1820, a machine that could calculate numbers and print the result. Even though these machines' inventions were not as effective as the latest technologies we use today, they play a big role in the evolution process of information technology. Optical drive DVD. These discs include CDs and DVDs, which are made up of a million of small bumps and dips. Optical drives have lasers that read these bumps and dips as ones and zeros, which the computer can understand. Some typical common types of optical drives include mm, five major functions of computer. Data instructions are accepted as input. Data instructions are stored. Stored data are processed. Control of all operation inside the computer results in the form of output is displayed. Output and input unit. Input unit allows user to enter data and commands into the memory of computer. Four commonly used input devices are the keyboard and the mouse, a microphone, and a PC, the PC camera. Keyboard. A keyboard is a device that enables a user to input text into a computer. Oh, a keyboard is a device that enables a user to input text into a computer or any electronic in other. A keyboard is an input device and is the most basic way for the user to communicate with the computer. A mouse is a small handheld input device that controls a computer's screens or pointers in conjunction with the way it is moved on a flat surface. The mouse term name originates from likeness to a small, corded, and elliptical shaped device that looks like a mouse clip. Joystick is an input device that can be used for controlling the movement from a cursor or a pointer in a computer device. The pointer or cursor movement is controlled by a lever on the joystick. A light pen is a light-sensitive pointing input device commonly used to select or otherwise modify text or data on a screen. Used with a CRT monitor, these devices were earlier form of manipulating and highlighting data on the screen. A trackball requires less arm and wrist motion that regular mouse takes and therefore is often less stressful for the user to use. Helping to prevent RSI, the feature of Logitech cordless trackball mouse is an example of trackball mouse that use the thumb for the movement. A scanner or optical scanner is a hardware input device that optically reads an image that converts into digital signal. Called drawing tablet or pen tablet, a graphics tablet is a natural input device that converts information from handheld stylus. The user uses the stylus like a pencil, or paintbrush, pressing its tip on the tablet surface. The device can also be used replacement of a computer mouse. A microphone is a device that captures audio by converting sound waves into converting sounds. A microphone is a device that captures audio by converting sound waves into electrical signal. This signal can be amplified as an analog signal or may be converted to a digital signal which can be processed by a computer for other digital audio devices. Magnetic ink character recognition is a technology optical character recognition refers to the both of technology and process of reading, converting type, printed or handwritten characters into machine encoded text of something that a computer can manipulate. It is a subset of image recognition and is widely used as a form of data entry, with input being some sort of printed document or data record such as bank statements, sales invoices, passport, resumes, and business cards. Bar barcode readers is a is an electronic devices for reading printed barcodes. These are optical machines, readable representations of data relating to the object to which they are attached. They are defined this subject. Output unit used to convey the information generated by a computer to a user. Three commonly used output devices are printer, monitor, and speaker. Cathode ray tube is a technology used in traditional computer monitors and television. The image on CRT display is created by firing electrons from the back at the tubes to phosphors located towards and front of the display. A flat panel display is a television monitor or other display appliance that uses a tiny panel design instead of traditional cathode ray tube design. These screens are much lighter and thinner, and can be much more portable than traditional television and monitor. Impact printers is a type of printers that operate by striking a metal or plastic head against an ink ribbon. The ink ribbon is represented against the paper, marking the page with the appropriate character, dot, line, or symbols. Common examples of impact prints include dot matrix, laser printers, and ball printers. A decimal, a decimal printer is a specific type of mechanical impact printer popular in 1970s that used individual letter, numbers, and symbol keys to imprint text on paper. This innovation on electricity typewriter became popular for its speed and quality, but later fell out of machine in 1990s. That matrix printer. That is a type of printer which uses pins in a, di- a, da- a dot matrix printer is a type of printer which uses pins, impact, back, A date dot matrix printer is a type of printer which uses a dot a dot matrix printer is a type of printer which uses pins impacting an ink ribbon to print. These printers are generally considered outdated as they cannot create high-quality prints and costly as well. However, they can have a certain specialty that others printers like ink and laser printers do not have. As they use impact for printing, they can be used to print multiple copies of text at the same time with the help of carbon copying. Therefore, they have mostly used in places where multi-part form are required. Non-impact printers. Printers are categorized according to whether or not the image printed is a form by shrinking an ink ribbon against a paper. Impact printers have physical contact. Non-impact printers do not. Non- Non-impact printers are now most common as they are faster and quieter than impact printers. Non-impact printers form characters in image without direct physical contact between the printing mechanisms and the paper. For example, inkjet printers spray tiny drops of ink onto the page, while laser printers have cylindrical drum that flows electrical charge into the paper. Laser printer is a type of printer that uses a laser and electrical large model instead of traditional printing of ink onto paper. Laser printers have increased in the neatness and sophistication of print projects, with typically a resolution of 600 dots per inch or higher. Inkjet, inkjet printers are a category of printer in which printing is done with help of inkjet technology. The technology works by spraying ionized ink directed by magnetic plates onto the paper, which is fed through the printer. As inkjet printers are more affordable than others type of printers, they are commonly used as home and business printers. Types of network. A personal area network connects electronic devices within user immediate area. The size of personal area network range from a few centimeters to a few meters. One of the most common real-world examples of PAN is the connection between a Bluetooth earpiece and smartphone. PAN can also connect laptop, tablets, printer, keyboards, and other computerized devices. PAN network connections can either be a wired or wireless. Wired connection methods include USB and FireWire. Wireless connection methods include Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and each other. Local area networks are most often described as a privately owned network that often reliable high-speed communication channels optimized for connecting information processing equipments and in a limited geographical area, namely an office building, complex of building, or campus. A wireless local area network is a wireless distribution method of two or more devices. WLAN is used high-frequency radio waves and often include an access point to the internet. A WLAN allows users to move around the coverage area, often a home or a small office, while maintaining a network connection. Campus area network is larger than a local area network, since it may span multiple buildings with a specific area. Most CAN are comprised by several LANs connected via switches and routers that combine to create a single network. They operate similar to LANs, in that user with access to the network can communicate directly with other systems within the network. Metropolitan area network is designed to extend over an entire city. It may be a single network such as a cable television network, or it may be a means of connecting numbers of LANs into the largest network. So that resources may be shared LAN to LAN as well as device to device. A wide area network provides long distance transmission of data, voice, image, video information over large geographical areas that may compromise a country, a continent, or even the whole world. A storage area network is a specialized high-speed network that provides block-level network access to storage. SANs are typically composed of hosts, switches, storage elements, and storage devices that are interconnected using a variety of technologies, topologies, and protocols. The Internet. The Internet is a globally connected network system facilitating worldwide communicating and access to data resources through a vast collection of private, public, business, academic, and government networks. It also governed by an agency like Internet Assigned Number Authority or IANA that established universal protocols. Worldwide, the terms Internet, the World Wide Web, are often used interchangeably, but they are not exactly the same thing. The Internet refers to the global communication system, including hardware and infrastructure, while the web is one of the several communicated over the Internet. An, inter- Internet can be defined such a private network used by an organization is primarily for purpose to help employees secretly communicate with each other, to store information, and to help collaborate. Modern internets use social features that allow employees to create profiles and submit like comment and share scores. An extranet An extranet is a controlled private network allowing customer, partners, vendors, suppliers, and other businesses to gain information, typically about a specific company of educational institute, and do so without granting access to the organization's entire network. An extranet is often private part of a website. It's restricted to select users through user IDs, password, and other authentication mechanisms on login pages. 7 layers of OSI model. The physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, and presentation layer, application layer. And that's all. Thank you for listening